Khanna. Joining me here in the studio is my colleague Krishna Kumar, and over the next 1 hour we're going to talk about one issue that is being talked about in the political circles and is trending on the social media. Well, we are talking about the controversy surrounding the film The Kerala Story. It hit the theatres just a few days ago, but every single day has seen a new controversy erupt around this film. Just yesterday, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee banned this film in her state, saying that there was a danger that this film could cause communal disharmony and unrest. Even the government of Kerala has been bitterly opposed to the film. They originally did not want the film to be released, but the Kerala High Court refused to stay the release of the film. So while on the one hand, you have an opposition leader like Mamata Banerjee banning the film in her state, on the other hand, you have a lot of BJP-ruled states like Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh that have actually declared the Kerala Story to be tax-free. Special screenings are being held as well. Remember, the Kerala Story even found an echo in the Karnataka election campaign, with the BJP, in fact, referring to the controversial issue that the film deals with. Now, of course, the film talks about 32,000 women from Kerala who they claim went missing, and it is suspected that many of them joined ISIS. This is a figure that has been disputed by many. The filmmakers later did a U-turn, saying, we are no longer claiming that the figure is in fact accurate, but the story is, because this is about the indoctrination of women who were later in fact inducted into ISIS. The film also deals with a very controversial subject of love jihad. What we are going to focus on over the next 1 hour is on the issue of the politics of bans. There have been multiple instances in the past where movies have been banned for various reasons, but more often than not, it has been seen that the reasons for banning a movie are political. That is what we saw with the Kashmir Files, which made a lot of money worldwide, did fantastic business at the box office, but was mired in controversy from day one. The same is happening now with the Kerala Story, with one segment strongly promoting the film and another bitterly opposed to it. So why this ban politics? Why is it playing out all over again? We will analyze that over the next 1 hour. But before that, let's play out for you some of the reactions that have come in.
दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कि कुछ लोग फिल्म को रुकवाने भी गए, लेकिन मैं इतना कहूंगा, समाज की जो कुरीतियां हैं या कुछ ऐसे विषय जो फिल्म के जरिए भी बाहर आते हैं, चाहे वो कश्मीर फाइल में आए या द केरला स्टोरी में आए, ये कहीं ना कहीं एक माध्यम है लोगों तक अपनी बात पहुंचाने का। और इस फिल्म के निर्माता निर्देशक ने, इनके जुड़े हुए लोगों ने जो पहुंचाया है, जो भी इस फिल्म को देखेगा वो अपनी भावनाओं पर न जाने कैसे, क्योंकि मैंने अंदर देखा बहुत सारे लोग बहुत भावुक भी हुए, उनका अपनी भावनाओं पर एक तरह से बस भी नहीं चल पा रहा था। और कोई भी माँ इस फिल्म को देखेगी और देखेगी कि कोई माँ अपनी बेटी के साथ ऐसा हो तो कैसे देख पाई, या कोई नौजवान बच्ची ये देखेगी कि कैसे उस उम्र की बेटियों को किस किन चीजों से गुजरना पड़ा, कैसे कैसे प्यार के नाम पर उनको गलत रास्ते पर ले जाने का काम हुआ, और वो रास्ता ऐसा खतरनाक था जहां से वापस लौटने का कोई तरीका ही नहीं था। तो ये तुष्टिकरण की राजनीति करने वालों से कहता हूं कि अब राजनीति बंद करें और कम से कम इस फिल्म को वो भी जरूर देखें, ताकि उनको भी जो सच्चाई इस फिल्म के माध्यम से दिखाने का अवसर मिला है, उनको भी जानकारी मिले।
असेसमेंट है कि मैंने इस विषय पर काफी चीजें पढ़ी भी हैं, और मैं इस तरीके की चीजों को 90 के दशक से फॉलो भी कर रही हूँ। तो ये वही चीजें हैं जो हम बिना नाम के पढ़ा करते थे कि ऐसा वैसा हो रहा है, और 2-4 नाम आ रहे थे जिसमें बंगाल से भी कुछ नाम थे, कुछ लड़कियों के नाम थे जिनकी बाद में मौत भी हुई। तो ये जो स्टोरी है ये रियल लाइफ स्टोरीज के ऊपर आधारित है, और एक तरीके से देखा जाए तो जन जागरण का काम कर रही है कि समाज में कुछ कुरीतियां आ गई हैं और उन कुरीतियों को समाप्त करना आवश्यक है, जिसमें से लव जिहाद एक है। प्रोपेगेंडा किस चीज के लिए है ये तो पूछिए उनसे पूछिए कि क्या ऐसा चल नहीं रहा। मैं आपको आंकड़ों के साथ बता सकती हूँ और आंकड़े फिल्म में भी दिए हैं, जहाँ पे सिंगल लड़कियां जिनके घर परिवार में एक इकलौती बेटी होती है, जमीन जायदाद जो है लड़की की ही होनी है माता पिता के बाद, केरल में सबसे ज्यादा उन लड़कियों को टारगेट किया जा रहा है।
हमारी फिल्म एक बहुत ही गंभीर सामाजिक विषय पे बनी हुई फिल्म है और इसीलिए कुछ पॉलिटिकल विरोध भी होता है, कुछ प्लान्ड स्ट्रैटेजी के तहत भी विरोध होता है और विरोध करने का हक सबको है। सब लोग कोर्ट में गए, हमारे अगेंस्ट 15 केस हुए, तो उन सब का वो हक है अंडर द डेमोक्रेटिक रूल, सबको हक है कि वो अपना विरोध जाहिर करें। बट एक बार जब हमारी कोर्ट्स ने ऑर्डर दे दिया उसके बाद फिल्म को प्रदर्शित नहीं होने देना, ये स्टेट को सोचना चाहिए कि क्या ये हमारी डेमोक्रेसी के लिए एक अच्छी बात है।
I beg to differ from you because before coming here I was going through all the report. There is no official statement from the state government. It was unofficially been told to the multiplex owner that your film will not be played here, money will be refunded. So our appeal to government is either they say we will not let the film run here in Tamil Nadu or say we will ensure the normal screening of the film because it is our right now, it is the right of the people of Tamil Nadu to watch the film.
Due to some bad collections on the second day and to maintain law and order problem over the state, and another issue is we have to protect our theatre and we have to protect the interest of the film goers. When a film goer is interested in seeing a film, he is coming to theatre. When he is interrogated or when he is verified by the police department or some other element, he is not willing to witness the film. That is the problem. So we have stopped screening the film from Sunday all over Tamil Nadu.
पहली बात तो ये भाई देखो, मैं इतनी सारी योजनाएं बताया, कहाँ से पैसा आता है? टैक्स से पैसा आता है। भारत सरकार हमको वैसे भी पैसा नहीं देती, कटौती करती रहती है। तो इसमें जीएसटी 18% लगता है, 9% राज्य को मिलता है, 9% भारत सरकार को जाता है। सरोज पांडे जी से ये कहना चाहूँगा, वो भारत सरकार से मांग कर ले और पूरे देश भर में अब 9% तो कम से कम छूट करा दे। और दूसरी बात, पिक्चर देखने के बाद उस समय आपको याद होगा, आप सब गए थे मेरे साथ, हैं? कश्मीर फाइल, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग खूब बोले थे चलो कश्मीर फाइल देखने, विधानसभा चल रहा था, मैंने कहा चलो, मैं उनको भी निमंत्रण दिया था, पत्रकारों को भी निमंत्रण दिया, पत्रकार तो गए, कांग्रेस के विधायक लोग भी गए, मंत्री लोग भी गए, नहीं थे तो केवल भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग नहीं थे। ठीक बात बोल रहा हूँ? तो भाई अभी तो मैं व्यस्त हूँ, और यदि सरोज पांडे पिक्चर दिखाना है तो रमन सिंह और उसके परिवार वालों को दिखा दो। ये क्या कौन सा है? हाँ, तो उसको रमन सिंह को जरूर ले जाए, निमंत्रण देके और पूरे परिवार को दिखाए पिक्चर। ठीक है?
All right, so multiple reactions have been coming in. As we said, the issue has now become deeply political with several parties now bickering over it. And remember, it is election time in Karnataka. We have a couple of updates for our viewers. The director and producer of the film as well as the lead actor have met the Mumbai Guardian Minister Mangat Prabhat Lodha and discussed issues pertaining with security of the people associated with the film, and also sought a favor from the government asking that the film be made tax-free. As we mentioned at the start of the show, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, both BJP ruled states, have made the Kerala story tax-free. Bengal has banned it. The film is not being screened in Tamil Nadu because theatre owners have expressed the fear that they might be in danger, if they screen the film. The matter, remember, went to the Kerala High Court, which refused to stay the release of the film in the state. The matter has now also reached the Supreme Court. because the filmmakers are saying that the ban imposed by Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal must be lifted and security must be provided to theatres in Tamil Nadu so that the film can be safely screened. All right. On that note, let's now throw this open to our panel. Of course, here with me in the studio is my colleague Krishna Kumar. We're also joined by Lieutenant Commander Gokul, political analyst, and Praveen Gandhi, filmmaker. Krishna, let me start with you. The politics of film bans. This is not the first time we're witnessing it. It's happened multiple times in the past. But what we've seen increasingly is not only are films becoming soft targets, in these multiple political wars that unfold, more so I guess on the eve of an election, but what's also happening is that, you know, if a particular film suits your brand of politics, then you will defend its freedom of expression. If it doesn't suit your brand of politics, then you will want the film to be banned. Aren't we witnessing way too much hypocrisy on this issue?
Oh, absolutely. You just pulled the words out of my head. That's exactly what I wanted to say. And now that you've said it, now I'm wondering what else to say. But that's where I come from, Neha. I couldn't agree more with you. You know, the politics of ban is all about which political narrative that you agree with. So if you agree with the narrative that a film like the Kerala Story, you know, propounds, then you are like, you know, heck, they are talking about the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Okay, a few changes have been made, but like still, it's mostly the truth. You've got to see the truth. That's what you would say. But then, if you disagree with the narrative, if you disagree with it, with this movie, and then call it propaganda, then you will be like, this is absolute blasphemy. This is absolute nonsense. You know, this is not the kind of movie that should be made or screened or watched. So let me get out of that. The true freedom of expression is about allowing every opinion to be expressed freely. So I personally would say that I'm against ban of any kind. Let the market decide which narrative wins. You know, these are movies that we're talking about over here. You have people coming to the theaters and telling you in terms of the ticket price that they pay, whether they're willing to come and watch it or not. And in that scale, you can rank it from anything from a flop to average to above average to hit to super hit to all-time hit to blockbuster. So there are ways and means of understanding whether people have agreed in greater numbers or not. That's how the box office works. So so let me not get into the politics of ban for now. Let's talk about box office, Neha. The really simple fact of the matter is that this movie is made at a budget of 40 crore rupees. The Kerala Story is budgeted about 40 crore rupees. It is already broken even. It's already making a profit because by today it would cross 50 crore rupees in collection in the Indian box office. Now, this is nowhere close to the way, the kind of numbers that the Kashmir Files did. Let's remember that.
Though it's early days for this film.
Let's talk about, you're absolutely right. There's controversy still raging on. These are early days, but just the first Monday after its release, for example, if you see, the Kerala Story did about 10.5 crore rupees, which incidentally is higher than Salman Khan's recent release, which is Kisi Ka Bhai, Kisi Ka Jaan. Kisi Ka Bhai, Kisi Ka Jaan made about 10.17 crore rupees, so which is more than that. So that is a metric you can keep in mind. But the fact of the matter is that the Kashmir Files on its first Monday after release made more than 15 crore rupees and then went to do on lots more as well. So we have to see how Kerala Story pans out at the box office. Is going to do the kind of numbers that Kashmir Files did. And I'm only comparing this because these two films have been polarizing people in terms of what is cinema, what should be cinema, what is propaganda, what is not propaganda, what is truth, what is hyper version of the truth. So that's why I'm keeping these two movies in comparison. We'll have to see how Kerala Story goes. But for now, if you ask me, Neha, I'd say ban nothing, let the market decide. Because you have a film making 1,000 crore rupees recently.
Absolutely.
Right? The box office tells you what people are willing to watch.
I couldn't agree more with you, Krishna. As somebody who firmly believes in the freedom of expression, and come on, we are the largest democracy in the world.
Yes.
Let's have a bigger heart and let's not ban anything. Let the viewers decide what they want to watch. If it's a bad film, it will not do well. People are going to reject it. If it's a good film, even if it's a bad film and somebody prefers to watch it, it is their right.
Yes.
Give them that choice. Give them that freedom. Why impose a ban on anything? I agree with you there 100%. Before I go across to our guests who join us from the political and film world, I want to, run a couple of graphics for our viewers just to put into perspective this entire controversy around Kerala story and why we are discussing it on this show. So what is this entire issue all about? What is the controversy? What are the allegations that are being leveled against the film and the filmmakers? Critics say that the film is playing around with facts. It claims 32,000 women went missing in Kerala, and the insinuation is that all of them or many of them went and joined ISIS. There are those who say that there is no evidence to back that data. There are many who are saying that the film is being used as a political and propaganda tool to further a certain agenda, and especially given the fact that there are elections due in Karnataka tomorrow. Critics also say the film stereotypes one particular religion, and Mamata Banerjee and certain others have said the film should not be screened because it is likely to create social discord. Now, what are those who are defending the film saying? They're saying, let's uphold the filmmakers' freedom of expression. Bans anyway never work. We've seen every time there is a ban, there is greater curiosity around a film, and perhaps many more people end up watching it, so they are counterproductive. The film, some say, has become a victim of woke politics. Are we seeing too much fake wokeness around us these days in this age of social media? Is India underestimating the threat of ISIS? That's another question that's being raised by many, including the country's ruling party, the BJP. And finally, we're asking, as are many others, is the film a victim of minority exceptionalism? Since it is obviously one particular community that is being spoken of or that's being portrayed in a bad light in this film, that particular community has taken exception to this film. Now that we've presented all viewpoints and all strands of opinion on this film to you, let's go across to our panelists.
पिछले कई वक्तों से मैं खामोश था। कोई भी चीफ मिनिस्टर, चाहे वो दिल्ली के चीफ मिनिस्टर हों या किसी और स्टेट के, या बड़े बड़े जर्नलिस्ट और पॉलिटिशियंस, कभी भी उठ के बोल देते थे कि द कश्मीर फाइल्स एक प्रोपेगेंडा है। अब मुझे लगा इनफ इज़ इनफ। आज जो भी ये कहता है ये प्रोपेगेंडा है, या तो आके वो साबित करे कि उसमें कौन सा शॉट, कौन सा फ्रेम, कौन सा डायलॉग, कौन सा सीन, कौन सा फैक्ट्स गलत है, या हमारी तरफ से कश्मीर फाइल्स के जो प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं, मैं, श्री अभिषेक अग्रवाल, पल्लवी जोशी जी और मैं, हमारी तरफ से एक बहुत ही स्ट्रिक्ट लीगल उनके खिलाफ हम कार्रवाई करेंगे। कल बंगाल की चीफ मिनिस्टर माननीय श्री ममता बनर्जी जी ने कश्मीर फाइल्स के और मेरी अगली फिल्म जो कि बंगाल के जेनोसाइड के ऊपर है, उसके ऊपर लांछन लगाए। उन्होंने कहा कि ये प्रोपेगेंडा है। उन्होंने कहा कि मुझको कश्मीर फाइल्स बनाने के लिए और अगली फिल्म बनाने के लिए बीजेपी स्पॉन्सर करती है, फंड करती है। ये एक बहुत ही डिफेमेटरी, मेरे लाइवलीहुड को इम्पैक्ट करने वाली और सरासर झूठ, बिना बेबुनियाद बात है, जो कि पॉलिटिकल एजेंडा के तहत अपने वोट बैंक को खुश करने के लिए ममता जी ने ऐसा बोला है। और इसके लिए मैंने, मेरे प्रोड्यूसर श्री अभिषेक अग्रवाल जी और पल्लवी जोशी जी ने ये निश्चय किया है कि हम उनके अगेंस्ट एक कानूनी कार्रवाई करें। और आज हमने अभी उनको ये लीगल नोटिस भेजा है, आप देख सकते हैं। और ये आपके, सबसे पहले मैं आप ही को बता रहा हूँ, ये लीगल नोटिस हमने उनको भेजा है और उनसे कहा है वो एक्सप्लेन करें कि उनने जो बातें कही हैं उसका तथ्य क्या है। अदरवाइज़ ये पूरी तरह से डिफेमेटरी विद मैलिफाइड इंटेंशन, और मेरी नज़र में एक आदमी की जो रोजी रोटी, जो उसका लाइवलीहुड है, उसको इम्पैक्ट करने के लिए गलत इंटेंशन से किया गया है।
आपको लगता नहीं?
All right, the director and producer of Kashmir Files,
Yes.
Vivek Agnihotri, weighing into on this entire controversy on Kerala story, because remember, Kashmir Files was in the eye of a similar storm. Krishna, you want to come in on this before I go across to the panelists?
Right, absolutely. That's exactly why I'm trying to compare the box office numbers of the Kerala story with the Kashmir Files. That's TKF, this is TKS. So many similarities in it as an acronym. So The Kashmir Files on its first Monday after release made over 15 crore rupees, whereas the Kerala story has made about 10.5 crore rupees. However, that 10.5 crore rupees for the day Monday, for the first Monday after releasing on a Friday, is more than what the recent Salman Khan film Kisi Ka Bhai Kisi Ka Jaan made, which is about 10.17 crore rupees. So the controversy is certainly helping a movie like the Kerala story. And of course, bans, as you say, are hypocritical. True freedom of expression means that all kinds of opinions are expressed, and people decide how much they like it. As I've been telling you, when people like a movie in India, it can make more than 1,500 crore rupees. That's what we've seen. We've 1,200 crore rupees just for one movie. But if they like one movie as a series, then they make 1,800 crore rupees. That's the kind of money that Indian box office movies can make in the Indian box office. So you compare in terms of numbers where the narrative as far as the movie theaters go, irrespective of which political party supports which movie or not, the movie theaters tell you what people like watching.
And leave the decision to the viewers.
Yes.
Praveen Gandhi, come in here. As someone who represents the film industry, what is your take on this politics of ban? For a long time now, filmmakers have been saying, especially in Bollywood, they feel victimized. For the longest time, they have felt that they are soft targets. Their films are soft targets. Nowadays, there is in fact a controversy over every third film that is released in India. However, when you look at the controversy over films like Kerala Story, Kashmir Files, and there have been bans in the past, Parzania, Black Friday, Andhi, it's a long list. The question really is, why, according to you, are movies repeatedly getting sucked into politics in this country?
Actually, Indians will like and respect communism and journalism, not terrorism. They will like Indians always give respect journalism, communism, not terrorism. This film will speak brave-heartedly, very boldly. He given the message about what are the dangerous following Indians by ISIS. We really, all the politicians, all the Indians should appreciate the Kerala movie. Even either Tamil Nadu or any state, they have to appreciate, because we have to very away from terrorism. We are not supporting terrorism. This film will the caution of terrorism, not for support BJP, not for against Congress, not for against Kerala government, whatever it is. It is full and full speak about terrorism is dangerous for world, particularly in India. India is the very spiritual country. We love the people. We given already Buddha. We already given Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi. So we have to save India with love. Love way only we have to save India. For that purpose only, they made the film Kerala. See, sometimes tsunami will come. Sometimes they will give the caution. Today heavy rain will come. Tsunami will come. Sometimes it won't come like what they given the statement. Like that only, this film as a given for the signal of come dangerous is the surrounded by India. Surrounded India by ISIS. This is the every technician's commitment, not for money.
Okay.
We have to make the film for not for money. Country. This film for made by country.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but this isn't about patriotism or nationalism or any of that. The point is, the critics are worried that the film plays around with facts, and I want to take this to Lieutenant Commander Gokul, but before that we have an update for our viewers. Vivek Agnihotri, the man who made another controversial film, Kashmir Files, and the Pallavi Joshi and Abhishek Agrawal, who acted in that film, they have sued West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee for her quote-unquote defamatory comments on Kashmir Files and another film which is in the pipeline, Delhi Files. Uh, Vivek Agnihotri says we need to restore freedom of speech and civil liberties in Bengal. So on a day when we're talking about the controversy surrounding Kerala's story, the maker of Kashmir Files has raked up the comments made on his film by Mamata Banerjee, and today he's chosen to sue Mamata Banerjee. Very interesting. Remember, Mamata Banerjee has banned Kerala story as well. Lieutenant Commander Gokul, where do you think the problem lies, sir? Is this really about, is this a battle of political narratives? Or do you believe that there is a larger concern that a film of this nature may contribute to, the sea of disinformation and fake news that we are surrounded by in this day and age? Because the film makers began by saying 32,000 women went missing from Kerala. They've now actually backed down and said, okay, it may not be 32,000, but we at least have a story of 3 women. Now, there is a vast difference between 32,000 and 3. Is that where the problem is? That the film seems to be playing around with facts? Of course, we are not defending any bans for a second. But what is your take?
Yeah, good afternoon, Neka. See, my take is what you said on the second part. Your second opinion. Even me personally, I am not for banning any creation which comes out of a fiction. So that shouldn't be banned. That should be withheld because it is that's a fictional story.
But Lieutenant Commander Gokul, I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. The filmmakers are not calling it a work of fiction. I think, you would not have had such a big controversy if they had called it a work of fiction. They are calling it.
Come on, Neha, I'm coming.
They are saying it is based on real events, sir, and that is where the problem lies.
That let me complete. See, if that is the case, even I wouldn't have supported the ban. But they themselves are telling that these are based on actual stories that has happened. So the problem here is you are not defaming a particular person or a religion or anything, but here you are defaming a state of India and you are defaming India itself by showing such distorted truth. I'll tell you how. See, if you are making a movie based on 3 girls of Kerala, then you can name it as the story of 3 women from Kerala. You don't give it a name as Kerala story. When you give the name Kerala story, what does it show? That shows the entire state of Kerala in a bad state. That's how people view it. See, in North India, places like Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, where BJP has an agenda of showing South India in a poor light, such movies help the people to falsely educate themselves, thinking that Kerala is a place, it's a haven for terrorism, and from Kerala, the terrorists breed to other countries. The actual fact is, even the UN data says the total army of ISIS is 30,000. That's what UN says. And now you say 32,000 girls itself from Kerala are in ISIS. So where does it put India in? India was appreciated because there are a lot of data which said India being the thirdest Muslim populated nation, still only 155 people have gone to join ISIS.
Can I ask you a counter question, sir, just to play the devil's advocate? I have no data on how many people, men or women from India may or may not have joined ISIS, but the question that some, including the BJP, are asking is, are we underestimating the influence of ISIS in India? Is this an issue that we need to take more seriously than we've done so far? Even if you keep aside the movie for a moment?
Yeah, if BJP is asking that question, they should hang their head in shame. It is their government that is in power for last 9 years. The Prime Minister, the Home Minister, the External Affairs Minister, Defense Minister, are they sleeping? 30,000, thousands of people from India are joining ISIS. If it is true, going by BJP's statement, then what is the government doing? You can't expect a worse government than this. So they are not fit to rule this nation.
Okay, put out the facts, give us the real data and tell us what action you are taking is the argument you are making. Krishna, before I play out more reactions, my job is to play the devil's advocate. I'm going to ask tough questions of everyone and put all of you on the spot. So, respond to this argument that's being made by Lieutenant Commander Gokul. He says, our problem is with the fact that firstly, it's not a work of fiction, or at least the filmmakers claim it is based on true stories. If it is indeed based on true stories, how do you go from a figure like 32,000 to 3 in the space of 24 to 48 hours after the movie gets mired in controversy? That is downright dangerous. And what the filmmakers are also doing is to paint an entire community and an entire state with a black brush. That is unfair and unacceptable, and it feeds into the disinformation machinery that we have operating around us.
Right. By that logic, WhatsApp is the biggest tool of disinformation. Can we ban WhatsApp? Because that's going to continue. People of all ages are going to continue using WhatsApp and continue being disinformed one way or the other.
But the government can crack down on disinformation circulating on WhatsApp.
Correct.
There's a difference there, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
Not the medium, not the platform, but the disinformation itself.
The disinformation itself, let it play out in the public domain. My point is this, whether it's a movie, and if a movie filmmakers change numbers themselves, even that is even again playing out in the public platform. Let people view it for what it's worth. If people think that even if it is 3,000, I am still impacted by the movie. Even if it is 3, I still think that this movie should be made. Then there you have it. To me, the discussion about numbers happen because that's a very let's face it. Numbers are a problem in many ways. In this case, to magnify the impact of it, yes, 3 to 32,000 means that you're inflating it by several hundred percentage at the end of the day. But the problem is that the people who have been impacted by it, people who actually like the movie, turn around and say, so what if it is 3 people? Even if it is 3 people, it's our job to save all those 3 people. Yes. And if it could be 3 today, it could be 300 tomorrow. How can you say that doesn't happen? Because radicalization is a problem that all countries across the world are facing. You're talking about more people joining ISIS from the UK. And UK is having issues repatriating some of those people who willfully left the country to join ISIS. That's the kind of issue a country like the United Kingdom faces. You're talking about India. And you're talking about a state like Kerala, which has more than 25% of a Muslim population. So, yes, stereotyping is a problem. But then Chennai Express stereotypes as much as the Kerala story does. You can't ban the Chennai Express for that. Fact of the matter is that movies are movies. They're meant to provoke, be it a documentary or a docudrama or just a drama that's a fiction drama. The job of a piece of art is to provoke thought and discussion.
Yes.
And so that's where I leave it. Yes, I don't have to be a fan of the Kerala story. I don't have to go watch the Kerala story.
Yes.
But the point is
But don't stop others from watching it.
It's the famous thing, I disagree with you, but I will defend till my
Vehemently
death
defend your right.
your right to disagree with me.
Absolutely. So, I think we can agree on 2 important factors here. Number 1, something like radicalization, it's a very serious issue. Let's not brush it under the carpet. It needs to be addressed. Raise important social issues by all means, but at the same time, it is important, I think, for us, all of us as citizens of this country, to not perhaps feed the propaganda mill and not play around with facts, not play around with the truth, especially when it can be detrimental to our society. I think those are things we can agree with without recommending bans. All right, let's play out some more reactions that have come in before we take this conversation forward.
I condemn the banning of the film, the Kerala story, Vipul Amritlal Shah's The Kerala Story by the West Bengal government, Mamata Banerjee. I think it's a big attack on the freedom of expression of a filmmaker, because the film has been cleared by the CBFC. All the appeals made to the Supreme Court were rejected, were thrown out. At the Kerala court, High Court, it was rejected. Tamil Nadu court, it was rejected. So when the judiciary has rejected all the pleas filed for banning the film, I think Mamata Banerjee should have shown some respect and some dignity towards the freedom of expression of a filmmaker. It is sending wrong signals to the entire country. We call ourselves a very democratic country where freedom of expression is there, and there are people who have been fighting for freedom of expression, and they are all silent today. All those entire gang of placards who always talk about the intolerance of this country, who blame the Narendra Modi government of showing intolerance towards the freedom of expression. of filmmakers and artists, they're all silent on it. So it's very shameful, and I appeal to the CM of Bengal to repeal or to revert her decision. Now, what is the Kerala story? Kerala story is a film which is opposing or which is exposing the ISIS way of human trafficking, taking away the girls to Syria and using them for terrorism. So basically the film is against terrorism. It's exposing terrorism in this country, which is good for the country.
The Kerala story, लव जिहाद, धर्मांतरण और आतंकवाद के षड्यंत्र को उजागर करती है, उसके घिनौने चेहरे को सामने लाती है। क्षणिक भावुकता में जो बेटियां लव जिहाद के जाल में उलझ जाती है, उनकी कैसे बर्बादी होती है, ये फिल्म बताती है। आतंकवाद के डिजाइन को भी ये फिल्म उजागर करती है। ये फिल्म हमें जागरूक करती है। मध्य प्रदेश में पहले ही हमने धर्मांतरण के खिलाफ कानून बनाया है, लेकिन ये फिल्म जागरूक करती है। इस फिल्म को सबको देखना चाहिए, पालकों को भी देखना चाहिए, बच्चों को भी देखना चाहिए, बेटियों को भी देखना चाहिए, और इसलिए मध्य प्रदेश शासन इस फिल्म को टैक्स फ्री कर रहा है।
केरला स्टोरी एक हकीकत से रूबरू कराता हुआ एक ऐसा सिनेमा है जो लोगों को जागरूक करेगा, वास्तविक समस्या को परिलक्षित करने का काम करेगा, और इसीलिए उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार ने इसको टैक्स फ्री किया है ताकि ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग इसको बिना टैक्स के कम पैसों में जाकर के देख सके और अपने बच्चों को जागरूक कर सके कि आज आतंकवाद का कैसा बदला हुआ रूप है, जिसमें न गोली है, न बम है, न आवाज है, न बारूद है, लेकिन इसके प्रभाव बहुत दीर्घकालिक है। लेकिन दुर्भाग्य ये है कि कुछ लोग इसको लेकर के भी राजनीति करना चाह रहे हैं, और ममता बनर्जी आज इसको पश्चिम बंगाल में बैन करके क्या साबित करना चाहती हैं? वो आईएसआईएस के हिमायतियों के साथ खड़ी हैं। देखिए, ममता बनर्जी जी लगातार हिंदुओं के खिलाफ, भारतीयों के खिलाफ इस प्रकार के ऐसे मुद्दों को आगे बढ़ाने का काम कर रही है। ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। ये आईएसआईएस के हिमायती ममता जी क्यों हो गई हैं? ये फिल्म तो आईएसआईएस पर चोट कर रही है, आतंक के एक मॉड्यूल पर चोट कर रही है। इस आईने को दिखाने से ममता बनर्जी क्यों बचना चाहती हैं? उन्हें कभी जय श्री राम के नारे से आपत्ति हो जाती है, कभी आईएसआईएस के मॉड्यूल को उजागर करने पर उनको आपत्ति हो जाती है। ममता बनर्जी जी तुष्टीकरण के लिए कहां तक जाएंगी?
बंगाल की चीफ मिनिस्टर माननीय श्री ममता बनर्जी जी ने कश्मीर फाइल्स के और मेरी अगली फिल्म जो कि बंगाल के जेनोसाइड के ऊपर है, उसके ऊपर लांछन लगाए। उन्होंने कहा कि ये प्रोपेगेंडा है। उन्होंने कहा कि मुझको कश्मीर फाइल्स बनाने के लिए और अगली फिल्म बनाने के लिए बीजेपी स्पॉन्सर करती है, फंड करती है। ये एक बहुत ही डिफेमेटरी, मेरे लाइवलीहुड को इंपैक्ट करने वाली और सरासर झूठ, बिना बेबुनियाद बात है, जो कि पॉलिटिकल एजेंडा के तहत अपने वोट बैंक को खुश करने के लिए ममता जी ने ऐसा बोला है।
द स्टोरी केरला एक ऐसी फिल्म है जिस पर यह सच दिखाया गया है कि किस प्रकार से बिना गोली, बारूद, बम, इसके बिना किस प्रकार से आतंकवाद को फैलाया जा रहा है, किस प्रकार से जो घिनौनी जो चीज़ें हैं उनको किस तरह से आगे बढ़ाया जा रहा है। उसमें पूरी तरह से इस बात को दिखाया गया है। ये केवल एक राज्य की बात नहीं है, ये पूरे देश के अंदर, पूरे विश्व के अंदर जिस प्रकार से तेजी से हुआ है उसकी पटकथा है। इसलिए मैं भी जा रहा हूं, अपने सहयोगी गणों को भी सभी लोग उसमें देखने जाएंगे। हमारी मातृशक्ति भी बड़ी संख्या में होगी और मैं सभी से अनुरोध करता हूं कि सभी लोग इस फिल्म को जरूर देखें।
आपण म्हटलं की 32,000 बायकांनी धर्मांतरण केलं आणि काही आयएसआयएस मध्ये गेल्या, इथे गेल्या, तिथे गेल्या, तिथे गेल्या। आज त्याचा आकडा येतोय 3। आपल्याला लाजही वाटत नाही। केरळा फाईल्सच्या नावाखाली एका राज्याला तर बदनाम केलंच, पण तिथल्या महिला भगिनींना पण बदनाम केलं। आता आकडा ऑफिशियल येतोय 3, 32,000 कुठे आणि 3 कुठे। हा जो कोण प्रोड्युसर आहे ज्यांनी हे काल्पनिक चित्र उभं केलं, त्याला तर भरचौकात फाशी द्यायला पाहिजे।
यहाँ की जो राजनीति चलती है, ममता बनर्जी की पॉलिटिक्स जो है, डिवाइड एंड रूल, मुस्लिम परस्त पॉलिटिक्स होती है, बांग्लादेश से रोहिंग्या और घुसपैठिया आते हैं, उस पर कोई कार्रवाई नहीं होती है। देश में एक बड़ा समस्या, दुनिया भर की जो समस्या है टेररिज्म को, उस पर जो फिल्म बना है और लड़कियों को बड़ा फुसका करके राष्ट्र विरोधी काम में लगाया जा रहा है, इस पर जो डॉक्यूमेंट्री बनी है वो सबको देखने की इच्छा है। तो स्वाभाविक उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार जहां टैक्स फ्री करते हैं, यहाँ की सरकार उसको बंद करके सच्चाई को दबाने की प्रयास कर रही है। नहीं, सेंसस बोर्ड, कोर्ट सब पास करने के बाद यहाँ पास नहीं होती और कोई बैन नहीं हुआ है। सिनेमा हॉल वालों को धमका करके फिल्म को बंद किया जा रहा है, लेकिन इससे रुकने वाला नहीं है, सब लोग देखेंगे। सारा देश में कहीं लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन नहीं बनाई, कोई हिंसा नहीं, कोई उत्तेजना, कोई प्रदर्शन नहीं है, लेकिन ममता बनर्जी डरती है सच्चाई से, इसलिए उसको दबाना चाहती है।
द केरल स्टोरी एक विवादित फिल्म है जिसकी प्रतिक्रियाएं पक्ष में भी आई है और विपक्ष में भी आई है, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की तरफ से इसको समर्थन मिला है। उत्तर प्रदेश में तो मुख्यमंत्री जी ने कहा है कि इस फिल्म को टैक्स फ्री करेंगे और स्पेशल स्क्रीनिंग को वो और उनके मंत्रिमंडल के सदस्य वो देखने भी जाएंगे। तो ये उनका अपना निर्णय है। हर राज्य सरकार अपने विवेक से निर्णय लेती है कि कौन फिल्म को टैक्स फ्री स्टेटस दिया जाए, किसको नहीं दिया जाए। लेकिन ये अवश्य है कि फिल्म बनाते समय और उसके बनने के बाद उसको दिखाते समय इस चीज को ध्यान में रखना चाहिए, अवश्य रखना चाहिए कि इससे देश में, समाज में कोई माहौल खराब तो नहीं होता है। इसका विशेष रूप से ध्यान देने की जरूरत है।
The government is indirectly pressurizing the theatre owners to go away, get away from this movie, screening this movie. So this is highly atrocious and highly condemnable. And we charge that the government, in the interest of the vote bank of minorities, and because of the votes they get power, because of the power they get money, in order to get everything, this government is not allowing this movie which says the truth. Why I say the truth is, the Honorable Kerala High Court in 2009 very clearly said that you should frame laws to stop this love jihad. Love jihad has happened, it is happening, it will happen unless until the government deals it with the iron hand.
केरल स्टोरी में जिस प्रकार से बहन बेटियों को आतंकवादी बनाने का काम किया जा रहा है, आईएसआईएस से जोड़ने का काम किया है, राष्ट्रीय विरोधी ताकतों के साथ राष्ट्र विरोधी ताकतें किस प्रकार से काम करती हैं, हमारे लोगों को, युवाओं को बरगलाने का, उनके साथ बलात्कार किया जाता है, धर्म परिवर्तन किया जाता है। एक ऐसी डॉक्यूमेंट्री है जिसको पूरे देश को देखनी चाहिए और सबको आगे बढ़ के अपने आने वाले देश के भविष्य को बचाना चाहिए। लेकिन जैसे ही यहाँ पर राजनीति हो रही है, बड़ा दुर्भाग्य है, ऐसे भाजपा विरोधी ताकतें ऐसे राष्ट्रीय विरोध में उतर आई हैं और विदेशी ताकतों के साथ खड़ी हुई दिखाई देती हैं। ये आईएसआईएस के साथ में खड़ी हुई दिखाई देती हैं, दंगा कराने वालों के साथ में खड़ी होकर दिखाते हैं, जो हमारी बहन बेटियों की इज्जत लूटते हैं उनके साथ खड़े हुए दिखाते हैं, जो धर्म परिवर्तन कराते हैं। इसके लिए मतलब ये है कि जो देश के लिए सामने चुनौती है, देश के भविष्य के लिए, आज आप उसके विरोध में खड़े, उनके पक्ष में खड़े हो और जनता के पक्ष में नहीं खड़े हो पा रहे। मुझे लगता है कि राष्ट्रीय विरोधी ताकतों का एक बड़ा षड्यंत्र है, जिसके षड्यंत्र के तहत ये कुछ राजनीतिक दल काम कर रहे हैं।
Lots and lots of political reactions pouring in. As you can see, this movie is proving to be extremely polarizing, and it seems to have divided our political class down the middle. Interestingly, yet again, and interestingly, a BJP leader there describes the Kerala story as a documentary, and no, it's not a documentary. But yes, the filmmakers have claimed that this is based on true stories, and that itself has become very, very controversial.
And Neha, just for nomenclature's sake, if I may come in, based on is a good word to use, because then
maybe they could have said inspired by.
Yeah.
Do you think that might have been a little better?
Actually, inspired by true events would have been a wonderful way of pitching the game. And they should have checked with us, Neha. They didn't check with us how to pitch the movie. Inspired. We got inspired, but we made our own movie. Is how. And then nobody would have said anything. Like, why did you 32,000, 3,000?
And don't hold us to the data that we're putting
don't hold us to the data. We're just giving you the feel of what we're talking about.
Yeah. And we're taking cinematic liberties.
Yes.
It could be 3, it could be 300, it could be 32. early 2000s.
So, and the greatest of filmmakers take cinematic liberties, poetic
But
justice.
then say that.
Yeah,
say it.
So, yeah.
Put your cards on the table.
So inspired by would have been a wonderful way of
right,
depicting the Kerala
and
story.
maybe it would not have quoted as much controversy as
Yep.
it has. Okay, but as we said at the start of the show, Krishna, this obviously isn't the first time that a film has either quoted controversy or a ban, for that matter. It's a long list of movies that have been banned in this country in the past. Let's have that graphic up on the screen for our viewers. We could not actually fit all those movies into that one graphic. The list was too long, but we have some names for you. Let's start with Parzania, Black Friday, Andhi, Kissa Kursi Ka. Of course, there were demands for a ban on Kashmir Files too, though it was never banned. And now, at least the state of West Bengal has banned the Kerala story. So, going back to our guest now, Praveen Gandhi. Yes, we've seen bans in the past. We are seeing bans being imposed now. Bans are never a good idea, especially if you pride yourself as the largest democracy in the world. However, I will ask you to address what our other guest said earlier on the show. He says that if the filmmakers are claiming that this movie is based on true stories, then they should be able to back up the film and their claim with facts, with data. And that is not the case. The film plays around with facts, it plays around with truths, and it feeds a certain propaganda mill. How would you respond to that?
See, every creator, they have own freedom for writing story. First thing. See, if you take the real instance, like this kind of very dangerous and the responsibility content, sometimes the audience needs some entertainment. Not only entertain, more focus it has to come for that movie. That is the reason sometimes the creator will do like that. But whatever it is, we have to do this kind of film continuously, then only we can save India. Otherwise, this is not Mahatma Gandhi country. This is violent and absolutely it will go for other terrorists and this country very soon. We have the responsibility, each and every Indian, they have responsibility for take this kind of film, and every politician, they must, they should support for this film. Don't show your politics for this kind of film. All the people, they are respected. Yesterday evening, I went to Bangalore PVR theater. I given the 900 rupees ticket. It's a very costly for me. But all the people, they are enjoying the movie. They are clapping end of the film. So this is the film for public.
Okay,
Not
we
for
understand what you're
politicians.
saying. The point simply is that, I don't think anybody should be brainwashed into watching a film either. Just like people should not be stopped from watching a movie, you don't need to indoctrinate people into watching a movie either. Leave the choice to the viewers. We have something called freedom of expression in this country. We have something called cinematic liberties. Let's uphold that as the largest democracy in the world. Having said that, there is still a problem, many have argued, if you play around with facts and if you feed the propaganda machinery and disinformation, that might be problematic, is what the critics of the film are saying. Last word to you, Lieutenant Commander Gokul. I come back to this. Whether it is a particular political party or B political party, this government or that government, over the years, we've unfortunately had this ban culture in our country for a very, very long time. Movies like Parzania and Black Friday that were focused on Gujarat riots, Andhi, that was supposed to be some sort of a biopic on the life of Indira Gandhi. So successive governments and political parties have either, endorsed a certain movie or banned it depending on their politics. Do you believe once and for all that needs to end, the ban culture needs to end? If you feel that a film is in fact, playing into the hands of a particular propaganda lobby, then call it out by all means. But why stop anyone from watching the film?
See, Neha, in this particular, I'm also not for ban. See, in this particular movie, the things were very clear. that was a propaganda behind this movie, and that's why people are asking for a ban. See, what I would like to say is the censor board itself shouldn't allow such movies to come out. See, there are many BJP leaders who say that in UP we are given tax-free. See, the fact is that more than Kerala people, more of UP people have joined ISIS, and there were more ISIS sympathizers arrested from UP, from NIA, than from people from Kerala. Then why don't you make a movie calling it as UP story rather than tarnishing the image of a particular state, my state? Why you want to tarnish the image of my state? You, Mr. Vipul Shah, you are making a movie, make it on Gujarat, make it on Uttar Pradesh. Why Kerala? Why brand Kerala as a terror state? That is the only opposition I have here, with wrong data and wrong facts. As you said, and as your co-anchor said, everybody has a discretion and we shouldn't ban it. But there are few things which needs to be banned. That is why porn sites are banned. If we allow porn sites to function, telling that if people let them want, if they wish to watch, otherwise let us not watch it. We don't leave it that way. So few things, just like I said, the porn sites needs to be banned. And that needs to
you know, it's interesting, Lieutenant Commander Gokul, you say that the censor board should have banned this film. Let me tell you that Shabana Azmi, one of the finest actors in this country and somebody who's always spoken up for freedom of expression, has tweeted saying once a film gets a clearance from the censor board or the CBFC, then there is no reason for anybody to demand a ban or to support a ban on the film. You like it, you watch it. You don't like it, don't watch it. And I think, Krishna, that really would be the ideal note to wrap up this debate on.
Absolutely. No bans on anything. Don't want to ban Lal Singh Chadda. Don't want to ban the Kerala story. Don't want to ban anything. If you don't like something, don't watch it. Simple.
Absolutely. Leave it to the discretion of the viewers. As I keep saying, we are the largest democracy in the world. Why resort to such bans? On that note, Lieutenant Commander Gokul, Praveen Gandhi, thank you very much for joining Krishna and me on this show, and thanks to the viewers for watching.